Well, hello. Well, the lake started going up last week. It's gone up about, I don't know, 6 or 7, maybe 8 foot. I made it across to where that sign is. Now you can tell where the water has been up to about right there. This is where I come in 2 of them past videos. Trying to keep these in the shade. It's quite hot today. Got my barbecue sandwich. Look how clear the water is. Yeah, that's on a 45-degree angle right there. That's like the top of a roof. I don't trust getting off a raft and getting over there. Well, a lot of beaver material. Everything's fixing to bloom out. Yeah, I kind of wanted to update everybody. The doctor last Thursday put me on some Lasix and got my leg swelling down. I go in tomorrow back to Greenville, see that same doctor, so I'll get a new report tomorrow. This is that surgeon doctor, so at least I'm making some progress. You know, I'd actually talked to the doctor in Alaska 3 or 4 months ago and told her about what's going on, so that was like the last option, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna have to do it now. Alright. Well, there's where we just were over there. See that sign over there on the edge of that bluff? Just to the left of that and down. Yeah, I just got the raft out this morning for inspection. That little marine battery I had, I didn't have time to charge that, so I figured I'd just row across. Then to plop that little electric trolling motor on. All the debris, but I don't know, it just looks better this time they're putting water in it. Like you seen across there, how deep you could see in that clean water. It's just like this batch is a lot better than the last time they let it up. Let me try to get up here. Well, made it up underneath the pier here. Odd looking rock. I'll show it to you when kind of finished here. Alright, pretty nice under here, like a catch out area. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people asking for me to talk about my military stories, some stories I've had in the Army. There's 2 that came to mind that kind of jumped out at me. Back when I was in basic training at Fort Dix, after about my 2nd, 3rd week in basic training, see, in our unit, or our company, in our barracks, there were 64 men, and each room in the barracks was different size. And me and Private Flanagan, my ranger buddy, we kind of lucked out. It was just 1 bunk bed and 2 lockers inside 1 room for all of basic training. Just 1 bunk bed in there. 2 guys to 1 room. Now you go down the hall and you might, well, like the one hall, hallway, you go to the left, there were 16 guys uh, that were in there on bunk beds, 16 lockers. So you can imagine what it's like to sleep with that many people chattering all night. But after, like my second, third week, on Sunday, after you get up 4 a.m., you go to formation, then you do your PT, your physical training, then you go back to the barracks, get back in formation, and you go over what you're going to do that day. You do this every day, same time. So after we come back on Sunday, up until noon, you can either go to chapel or you can go back to the barracks and do whatever for a couple hours, sleep an hour or two, wash clothes, just catch up on letter writing or whatever. You got to go to the CQ desk to sign out if you're going to chapel. So me and Private Flanagan, we had this idea we were going to sneak off base and go buy a bunch of cigarettes, bring them back and sell them. So we signed out as we're going to chapel, and we just kept walking. We came in at night when we were brought in, so we had no idea where a store was or anywhere to buy cigarettes or liquor or anything. But we did manage to find a bowling alley, and they had a cigarette machine in there, and they were like $3-4 a pack back then in the machine. I'm just guessing. They may have been a little lower or higher. So we bought as many packs as we could. I think I got like 8 or 9 packs. He probably got about the same. We just kept buying them until they ran out. But after about 7 or 8 packs, started getting a little bit nervous that somebody was going to notice us. So we went back to the barracks. We showed a couple of the guys that we really trusted. And about 2 days later, me and Private Flanagan get called to Captain Yakavani's office. I still remember our captain's name, that First Sergeant Holloman, and then Captain Yakavani was over him. So me and Flanagan had to go see Captain Yakavani, and we were busted. Somebody had ratted us out or something, seen us down there at the bowling alley. So we got an Article 15, and Article 15, well, if you get in trouble, it depends on what the captain wants to do on the severity. So we just got a little bit of extra detail, extra duty, and which you're in basic training, you really can't get too much more basic training than you're already getting. And then that was about it on that. And then maybe a month later, I guess it was. I mean, me and Private Flanagan, we didn't get in trouble or like we weren't like the troublemakers. We just found other stuff to do on our couple hours off on Sundays. We had always seen this like trap door in the floor, because our unit was our barracks was raised up, kind of like this deck is. It was raised up off the ground, and a couple of places it was boarded underneath like a basement would be, and you got to lift this ring in the floor. It's kind of like an attic. That rectangle hole on the ceiling, you pull down that string and that ladder folds out to get in the attic. It's like that on the floor. Lift this ring and pull that door up, and as soon as I pulled that door up, this like cold mildew air rushes out. So we knew there was like ventilation coming in under there from somewhere. And I didn't have a light, but Private Flanagan had one of them little rubber squeeze lights. We was poking around, we went down that ladder, and we kind of used a layout in our head of where we were underneath the floor. So we were trying to picture what rooms were above us, where the CQ desk was, where Captain Iacovani's office was, where First Sergeant Holloman's office was. And we finally get in the area we think is under Captain Iacovani's office. And you could see light coming through a rectangle line shape of that door. So we knew he had a door in his office that he could get down underneath, or anybody in his office. And Private Flanagan was like, Mark, look. He shines his light on 3 M16s underneath there. And I'm thinking, what are weapons doing underneath Captain Iacovani's office? And I think there was like 2 M16A1s, and the other one was an A2. They're not really different, except maybe the weight a little bit. And we never did open our mouth. We never said anything, but later on we didn't get busted down there or anything. But later on we got to talking. We were like, I wonder if Captain Iacovani's, stuffing these weapons down here. We didn't look around too much more. We was kind of scared. We didn't know what else we'd find or get caught finding. But yeah, we found them weapons stashed underneath his office. And I've never heard anything after that about it. So about anyone stealing weapons or weapons coming up missing, we just assumed that's why they was down there. He was hiding them, see if they came up missing, then take them home or sell them on the black market. But never heard anything after that. But yeah, I got that one Article 15. And then our first bivouac we had, he kind of merged over some of that extra activity to that bivouac. We just had to police the area a little bit more than I guess normal would be. And that's about all I can really remember that like strikes a memory in me anyway. But yeah, Larry took me down yesterday to that Podna's barbecue off Bristol Highway, and I got me a big barbecue sandwich made with Texas toast. So got that to eat. So what do you say we go to the railroad yard? Hey, I see something across. All I see is a silhouette over there. Ah, there it is. Oh, is that a kayak? Yeah. Huh. Boy, he's moving. Yeah, I see the trees starting to bud out a little bit. Anyway, we'll see what the railroad yard's got doing today. Yeah, I was going to show you that weird rock I never knew was here. It just kind of, I don't know, it's like it's cut out or wore out at a weird angle. I don't think these are virgin rocks. I think they were hauled in, maybe. I don't know. I'd take an awful big truck to get this in here and crane. But just thought I'd show that weird looking rock formation under here. Anyway, yeah, let's go to the railroad yard. Well, there's the East Tennessee Railway Yard. That's kind of where I had that little garden back in the spring. It got so dry, everything died. That's Broadway, I think. Now, we're turning around. This is Norfolk Southern line, main line here, going up to Bristol, Roanoke, up to like Hagerstown and all. Now, this line I'm standing on is most likely East Tennessee Railway line. It's a spur that goes down in, I think, to maybe a plastics plant. But as you can see, the railhead does not see too much traffic. So I'm thinking maybe once a week they get 1 or 2, maybe 4 cars at the most on a really high volume month or whatever they produce. So we're gonna walk down this spur line. It looks like maybe half mile, maybe a little more, 6/10 of a mile down to where it dead ends. I think it dead ends. We're gonna find out. This is where me and Dutch and we had that little memorial for Colby. We had a fire going right in there and cooked up some meat. And yeah, Gypsy Moon was here. So let's head on down. Yeah, today's about 72 degrees. Oh, I just meant to say also, the person I'm working with the merchandise right now, he had gotten really busy, which was okay because I was going through all that medical stuff. So we both had our hands tied behind our back. But he's got more time. He's been working on that website, that shopping cart, and has got a direct link just to the shopping cart. We're gonna try later this week to get them bamboo boards with shoestring tagged on them up and for sale. Of course, we got to factor in like the shipping and all that, and the envelopes and the boards and this and that. But I'll keep everybody updated on that and when that'll be active to order. Anyway, we should be coming up on another creek bridge here pretty soon. Alright, we're here at the creek. I think it's Sunken Creek it's called. Yeah, but real quick, yeah, those shoestring boards I'm talking about, that's all we really can really come up with right now. But later on there will be like stickers and shoestring army patches, but it's like shoestringarmy.com, but it's not active to order anything right now. I'll be letting everybody know. Well, this sure doesn't look like a sunken creek. I just thought by the name it'd be pretty marshy down here, but God, I wouldn't mind pitching a camp just to hear that water, hear that all night. Now, when you're in a town where it's got high homeless, home bum population, foot traffic, you kind of don't want to camp out on a river like this. It's kind of loud. Just basic fact, you don't hear anybody sneak up on you if somebody was to. Well, it looks like they tore down those buildings that were right in here. Look like a bunch of, almost like chicken houses, but they were like hay houses, I guess you could call them. Not sure what this stuff is unless it's Oh, it's old cut up tires. That's what it is. Boy, throw a fusee in there. Yeah, we're about halfway down, maybe a little more to where this, I think it dead ends. There might be some cars down here. There's gotta be something because there's action on that rail. We're about to find out. Well, we're here. We got about 100 yards, 120 yards. So there's a propane place here and a propane tank car. So you got that business. Not sure how much they sell, so don't really know how often they get one of them big tanks. And then we got some hoppers down there. Go a little further, I guess. Well, hey, there's one of them hoppers like I got a G-scale one. That one in the middle with the 2 blue stripes. Well, we got 2 businesses back here. Got this one. I had no idea there were this many rails down here. I thought it was just one line that went down and dead end. It does dead end, but here's that tank car. All the manual switches and lots of good camp areas to camp. Plenty of firewood. Heck yeah. We'll go up and see what's in that East Tennessee Railway switching yard, the one back up at North Broadway. Yep, it won't be long now. The pear trees bloomed like 2 weeks ago. And when I was gone at my dad's in Texas, they had like between 6 and 8 inches of snow here, and then they had the 2 nights of hard freeze that looked like you had killed off all those pear blooms. But it's pretty evident some of them may have lived through it. But them were them really hard wild pears. Even when they're ripe, you can put them in a darn cannon and blow them out. Yeah, the water everywhere I've been this year just looks a lot cleaner. Man, all that garbage in there, all that trash bags. You know, I wish they'd just quit using them dang bags. Heck, we did fine without plastic bags before plastics. Just use paper. Quit putting stuff in plastic soda bottles too. Did fine with glass. Anyway, that's it for down here. We'll cross Broadway about half mile up and see what they got. Alright, there's Norfolk Southern main line over there. The old abandoned building slab here. Yeah, see them pear blooms? Them blossoms there look like they made it. Man, there's some awesome camps back here. Let's see if we can see up on that bluff. Not sure what's up there, but I don't see any trees up top. Please don't tell me that's a dump or landfill. 20 foot tall. Alright, we got some empty tall boy gondolas. This is the East Tennessee Railway. Cars set off for that little railroad to do its local work. And a lot of this stuff they'll lift out with one of those electromagnets. And back in the day, you see copper and brass and aluminum and stuff like that ain't gonna stick to those electromagnets. So back in the scrapping days in the early 90s, used to go through these gondolas and get that copper and brass out, because that magnet's not going to lift that stuff, and it'll actually sit on the bottom. You get a better chance of finding a lot more. Yeah, there's some more of them propane tanks. That Broadway's down that way now. Like if you were looking on maps, you could probably tell where I'm at. But still, it's like once a week they stop in here. Yeah, see, in these smaller yards you have like this, there's like a limit on where you park the cars and how far out they go. Like here, they got the green paint right there on the tie. Got a little reflector in case it's night. You just don't park any of the strings of cars out past that mark. There's another one. Most of the time these are yellow. You don't see green that often. But what that does is just takes the headache out of wondering if some guy during the night dropped a bunch of cars that are sticking out kind of on the corner and you can't get by with clearance. That way, if they're behind that mark, they know there's not going to be any clearance issues. Yep, tomorrow is another big day. I go back to Greenville. Now, if it weren't for Larry, I really don't think I'd make any of these appointments. He's been able to take me every single time. And this is that colon doctor I'll be seeing again. I'm getting to where I'm getting used to not getting too excited when I hear that I got another big appointment. It'll happen when it happens. Yeah, I was already planning on going back to Alaska and getting the surgery done. Already had talked to my old doctor I had there about 4 or 5 years ago, and she agreed. She's like, yeah, well, I'll get everything set up for you. And it would only take 3 or 4 days to get my Medicaid transferred to Alaska. But it looks like that option's a little further down now. Looks like they're finally coming along here. I just gotta be a little more patient with it. They just kind of scared me with their diagnosis. It's kind of sunk in now. But yeah, look at them raccoon tracks. Went over there to wash something in the water, I guess. I'll walk up to Walgreens up here and get some nasal spray. Now here's the main line, Norfolk Southern. Now that's going towards Knoxville, down to Cleveland and Chattanooga. And this going up to Bristol, Radford, Roanoke, Hagerstown, Harrisburg, and on up into New York and New Jersey. There's a lot of splits outside Harrisburg. You don't always go to Jersey or New York. Anyway, let me get some nasal spray. Hobo shadow.